Hello, listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Now with me, your host, Umpierre. Today, we will be talking about self-segregation, and I will be answering questions from our guest today, who wishes not to be named. So, let's talk now. People are known to separate or self-segregate all over the world, but if we could all come together, everyone would learn to appreciate and love everyone, regardless of who they are or where they are from. In the United States, self-segregation manifests itself in a variety of ways. Because there are people from different walks of life living in the United States and there's no one particular kind of person, it is common for people to discriminate against others based solely on their appearance or place of origin, for example. The idea that the United States of America is excluding and segregating its own inhabitants for its very own growth or progress is, alas, not that far-fetched. Even if the land of the free was built by barbarity owing to the mix of cultures in one country. People would discover how to appreciate and love one another regardless of who they are or where they are from if we could all come together.
But what if someone just wants to go with people who look and are like them?
Very good question, stranger, and thank you for listening. People instantly differentiate and form connections with others that are similar to them in an effort to fit into their roles in society. While not necessarily terrible, this is also not a good thing. It stops haphazard groups of people from conversing with one another. Just the feeling of having to separate to one particular group can cause friends who could have practically become family to be overlooked. Overall, if people could all come together, they would learn how to respect and love one another, no matter who they are or where they came from. In an essay by Dana Boyd titled Why America is Self-Segregating, she explains in a self-segregated college life how people in college, especially freshmen, might divide into groups based on their ethnicity or even socioeconomic level.
How can people develop relationships without directly self-segregating?
Very good question again. To develop relationships that feel more authentic to you, you must abandon the notion that you can only spend time with people who look like you or share your economic values. Even though it's not necessarily wrong to only associate with people who share your economic or physical characteristics, embracing diversity may alter how you see both other people and yourself. An example of this is seen in Dana Boyd's Why America is Self-Segregating. The reader is persuaded of Boyd's intellectual standpoint by the impactful delivery she gives to the situation. The author is able to persuade the reader to put aside their prior political ideals and agree with her by using a variety of real-world examples. Examples of the different titled divisions, like privatizing the military and a self-segregated college life, give the reader more than enough information to impact themselves. To explain one of the two, in a self-segregated college life, in that section, how people in college, especially freshmen, might divide into groups based on their race and ethnicity or even socioeconomic level is defined perfectly by the author.
Is there concrete evidence of self-segregation happening in communities?
Very good question again. Yes, there is concrete evidence of self-segregation happening in all types of communities. For example, in Segregation is Increasing in America by Alana Samuels, the survey reveals that as America has gotten more diverse, segregation has been less visible, but it is still very much clearly visible. Although there are not any all-white, all-black, or all-Latino metropolitan areas, there are segregated neighborhoods where the various races are concentrated, which can lead to social and economic differences and instability. Due to the presence of numerous distinct racial groups, some areas may give the impression that they are integrated when in fact they are fully segregated. Everyone benefits from integration because it makes kids less fearful of racial differences, more sympathetic, and more compassionate towards others. The report, if nothing else, demonstrates the failure of efforts to integrate the majority of American housing and schools. Even more examples of surveys and observations can be found in the following articles. First of all, White America is quietly self-segregating by Alvin Chang. Second one, U.S. cities segregated not just by where people live, but where they travel daily, which was published by Brown University. Third, self-segregation versus clustering in the evolutionary minority game by Shahar Hod and Ehud Nakar. Fourth, testing self-segregation, multiple group structural modeling of college students, interracial friendship by race by Young K. Kim. Fifth, state authenticity as fit to environment, the implications of social identity for fit, authenticity, and self-segregation by Tony Schmader and Konstantin Sedekades. The last one, Black self-segregation as a cause of housing segregation. Evidence from the Multi-City Study of Urban Inequality by Keith Ihlenfeld and Benjamin Scafidi. So, next question.
Thank you for clarifying these questions for me and the listeners.
No more questions? Perfect. Thank you for bringing them forward to talk about. Now, to bring this conversation to a conclusion, diversity is the foundation of our society, and whether or not we accept this idea is up to us. This is something we must always keep in mind. We must develop and maintain our social infrastructure if we honestly wish to enhance it. Whether we want to believe it or not, the people around us have an impact on our lives. This is the central idea that brings about a wide range of positive changes in the lives of each and every person. If we can make these positive changes easier and erase self-segregation from our minds, we could make the world a nicer, safer space for us to live in. Thank you for listening, and